Good evening, everyone. Today is May 22nd. It's Wednesday. And I think it's evening. What time is it? 20 after 8. So, for me, it's evening. I worked all day. It wasn't too busy, so I got to actually work on bags, which is something I've been sort of putting off and sort of been a bit too busy for. I've got a stack here. Can you see my stack? Of stuff I've been sort of working on also. Let's see where to start. I'm gonna start out with life. So I'm still working at that job, the dispatching job. I think I'm doing pretty good. I'm getting good feedback. I took off on Friday, and Frank, Haley, and I went up to Hilton Head to stay with Gina and her family for the weekend. And we went up Friday, got there Friday night, and we ended up leaving Sunday afternoon. We couldn't stay longer because Haley had school. She still has 2 weeks as well. What's it, Wednesday? She's got a week and a half left now. She's done next Friday. She has a half day. So, but it was nice and relaxing. We went up to Hilton Head. I didn't go on the beach. Haley went on the beach with Becca and Becca's boyfriend. And Haley and Frank went to the pool. And Haley and Becca went to the pool. She was a lot busier than we were. I used it for relaxing. Gina and I relaxed together. She broke her foot, so it wasn't like she was extra active, you know. It hurts to walk. But I made homemade empanadas, and per Becca's request. And we made Spanish rice when I got up there, and we had a good dinner. That was on Saturday, because Friday was pretty much shot. We just sort of ate what was around, I think. Oh, Jimbo made some beef brisket. That was good. And then, of course, you had to go get ice cream while you're there, and went to the general store to pick up a couple of things. And Gina and I stopped by Needlepoint Junction, and I got threads because it's like 99% needlepoint stuff. And gorgeous stuff, though. I mean, if you're into that, then definitely, if you're in the neighborhood, go check it out. They had some gorgeous pieces there, all hand-painted canvas, and they ended up having a lot of General Arts threads and Rainbow Gallery threads on sale. Plus, they had some Karen, I think they had wildflowers and water lilies on sale. I didn't get any of those. I didn't pick up any of those. I just picked up some threads and some petites and stretcher bars, different size. I'll show you. I'll explain that later. But we did go do that, and we just really enjoyed our time. And of course, it's always too short. But it was nice seeing each other. Plus, we had to exchange stuff. I had stuff for her that I could have shipped up, but then she had a bin because, you know, since my mother's passing, I had a bunch of stuff to bring down. So she just brought the bin with her, and we transferred it from her car to my car. And it was a lot cheaper than shipping, trust me. But, good visit. We got home Sunday night, probably around 8:30. I think I did a average of 80 to 85 miles an hour. I drove home. So, you know, if you can't be where you need to be, then you just want to be done with the trip and home already, and that's where I was. I did finish out my Mania. I did pretty good the one day I missed, but then I made it up the next day, so everything got stitched on, so that's good. And now that it's not Mania, I'm sitting here going, oh, what do I feel like stitching on? I don't know now. I don't have a list. And I've always been one of those that don't tell me what to do type things. And now I'm feeling like I need somebody to tell me what to do. But I do have the School of Magical Stitches homework, so I started going through that today. And for this week, you have to do 200 stitches on brown, 200 on yellow, 200 on blue, 200 on red, and then 200 on one of those colors you think is going to be the winner of the cup. The goblet. But so I started going through my stuff that way, trying to figure out what I'm using for different things already, because you can't use two at the same exact time. Like if I'm stitching red on one, I can't count that if I was actually using it for one of the other themes at the same time. And then taking the progress pictures makes it off, so I didn't want to interchange them too much. Anyway, it's not like I don't have enough things to choose from, right? I think choosing colors is actually harder than sort of like stitch on this in a theme, because then if it's not the next color you're getting ready to stitch on, then I don't want to mess up and have to go over too far. Yeah, it's more chance of error if you have to go too many spaces, so that's why I sort of was in a quandary. But I did pick, I figured I'd start with the homework for this week, because the rest is all extra credit for the 2 months, and then the year, ultimate year thing. If you're in it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And so tonight I'm going to try to stitch on One Nation, because I need to do 200 blue stitches and I need to do 200 red stitches. So I'm over it. Here, I'll show you. I told you before that I made it, oh sorry, it's not an earthquake. I made it all the way over to the side here. So I'm going to put in the blue stitches first. I'll continue putting in blue stitches over here first to make it more substantial, and then I can move over and do the red stitches since I'm over that far. I figured that's like the easiest project I could choose. Plus I really like stitching this now, and the more I stitch on it, the more I want to stitch on it, so that's a good thing. I figure homework would be good. That's got a closer due date. But I haven't worked on this since the last time. And then let's go Mania wrap up then. Because otherwise, not much else going on with life. I'm trying to catch up with bags. I have 25 of them cut out, 25 regular size, one accessory size. And I was going to cut out more, but I just saw this stack and I'm like, I got to get these out of the way first. So they're cut. And today I finished ironing all the bits, and then I get to start sewing. So I may start sewing tonight, I may not, and I'm not sure because I want to stitch. So, and it's already 8 o'clock. Okay, let's go on with Mania plans. So I'm pretty sure that 2 weeks is a long time when you have a lot going on. If I was only stitching on 1 or 2 things, this would be a lot easier. So I want to say Mania. I think I left off where I did, because I usually write down what I work on. I did Midsummer Night's Fairy. That was the last day before I did my video. So then number 9 was Olivia Oak Relief, and that is, oh god, the tower of what the hell is going on here. Hang on, let me see. Put some of these down here. Put that there since it's not in the bag. Ah, here she is. Too many things to pull them all out at once. So, Olivia Oak Relief, that's Silver Creek Samplers, and here she is. And I worked on this for Mania, plus it counts towards one of the extra credit things where you have to stitch on something that's like a can be found in a maze. So like a tree or a bush or leaves or geometric shapes. So I was able to not only do Mania, but stitch on some leaves. And so far I finished up this leaf, and I did this one and that one. I'm pretty sure that's all I did on there. And it was just working on leaves. But there's so much more to do because she's got a big old skirt, doesn't she? So pretty much I just worked on this area right here. I started that leaf. I don't know why it's taken me longer to stitch on this than I normally take to stitch. Not quite sure. I think there was a part where I thought I messed up, and then I didn't, and then I did. Whatever. Anyway, so that's her. And I don't think I'm doing any of the called for threads. No, pretty much not. I chose my own. Okay, let me file. And then, oh, I did get this shirt. I thought it was cute. That's from Hilton Head. Got a new shirt. Then the next thing was Good Friends by Sue Hillis. Which is... It's in this bag. By the way, I have 2 more of these. I got more of this fabric, so I'll be making more of these bags. If anybody is interested, maybe next week I'll be showing them on my Instagram. But what did I work on Good Friends? I didn't get too much done. This is another 1/1. Me and my great ideas. Oh. So for Good Friends, I was able to finish the lettering. I think it was like an O and a G. And then there was a little part here for a heart that I put in. And the bit of leaves. Meanwhile, I did the bit of leaves, and it called for an X. No. Yeah, the bit of leaves that I did was an X. But with that, there was, I think it was. Now I'm confused. So I'm stitching along, and it was supposed to be X's for the leaves. But right next to it were pluses also. And my brain mixed it up, and I ended up doing X's and the pluses in green, and I had to pluck out the pluses and on over one. That's a pain in the butt. But I did pluck it out, and then I think I ended up stopping for the day. But a little bit is better than nothing, all right? It's going to go in there. Get it out of my way. Next is Edgar Allan Poe. Nevermore. Sorry. Hang on. I had them. Why do I feel like I showed this already? Maybe. I don't know. I don't have much left to do on them. I use this for homework, I know that. And then I added in a whole bunch more on his hair, so only that much of the hair and the moon. And I'm done. There's a little bit of gray that goes around the edge and in the hair to make a highlight. So it's technically only 2 colors, that one gray and then the black, but it's mostly all black. He's got this big old bouffant thing going on over here. But then he'll be done. And like a lot of other people I know, I was just watching Pam and stuff today, and Pam was like, I have so many that I'm almost done. I'm thinking I'm going to knock them out. And I started noticing that too, that I have not so many almost done, but I have, like this one, I could get that done. And then there's some more that I've liked all over again. You know how you're stitching something and then you're like, nah, I want to stitch on something else. And then you go back to it and you're like, well, why did I stop? That's, you know, so this is one of those that I want to make sure I stitch again and finish it off and get that off my plate. Then there is Space Traveler. Space Traveler is here. I did not get too much done on this for the Mania, but every little bit is progress, even if you can't see it that well. I ended up doing some more fill-in and using the parked threads. I'm trying to use all these parked threads in here so I can move all this out. I don't know how everybody... I see a lot of people do square by square, like little block by block. I just can't do that, because if I have like this color, I'd like to stitch all those in that area and then stop once it's not so close. And I think maybe it's lack of discipline, but I can't see me just stopping just because the edge stopped. Does that make sense? Stop. But it's looking good. I got a lot done, I think, on there compared to all the things that's going on. I know there's a lot of people that do Hades, and I don't know how they whip out, oh, here's a page a week. I can't do it. I start stitching, and then I sit there and I'm like, what color do I feel like doing next? And half hour later, I'm still trying to figure it out, and I know it's time to just put it away because I just wasted time just staring at it, trying to figure things out. But I don't need it done for a present or anything, so it's just for me. It'll get done eventually. Maybe not. We'll see. Okay. Space Traveler. That's in my Garon toting bag, because it just fits in there. The next one is Starry Night. This one, I don't think I've used this for the magical stitches at all. I think I just worked on it for the Mania, and I didn't get too much done except for some fill-in. I know that I filled in all this down here and in here. There were 1 here, 4 there, 2 there, so it's a lot of stop and start. So I did all that, and then I started working my way up. I'm trying to work and do these 3, and I'm seriously thinking about putting this on a hoop now. I don't know. This whole stitching in hand thing is sort of working my nerves. I don't know if you could see that better like this, but maybe that's better. But it doesn't look like much. It's just that town down below, and it's getting there. Getting there very, very slowly. J-Long, did you work on yours? Calling you out. Again. You said you had to pull it out. Did you even find it? Let's Do Coffee. Now this one is part of the extra credit. No, the ultimate challenge. Have to do 1,000 stitches on something that has words. Well, this, boy, does this have words. And here's the picture in case you're not sure. So it has all, now a back stitch only counts as half a stitch. So I have to count my back stitches separate from my full stitches. And right now I'm almost done the full stitches because I'm almost done at the word coffee. I'm filling in the C there, and then I only have that little bit, and then these have some full stitches in it. So I have like 2 columns to try to count. Like I marked down how many back stitches I did, how many full stitches I did in 2 different columns, because the back stitches obviously have to be divided by 2. But I did okay for one night. I ended up filling in the word, I think I did, yeah, I filled in the word roast, the underline, the 2 squares, and then I started up in the Kona. This is the A in Kona. And what I did was I actually kept it, I don't know if anybody else does this, but I kept it 1 strand. And maybe it makes extra work, but when you consider you'd have to change out 1 strand, 2 strand, back and forth, it's just a pain in the rear end. So what I did was I would just stitch that 1 line twice, like go up and then go up again, and then go back and then go back again. And I did that, and I did the back stitching around it at the same time, so it was just progressively moving on, and it was all done. I didn't have to go back and do the back stitching because it was only 1 strand. I don't know if that's confusing or not. You can always put a comment and ask again, but that's what I did. I kept it 1 strand, and I just kept, you know, the X's, I had to go do it twice. So I do the 1 leg twice, and then I do the other leg twice. So that's where I got at on Let's Do Coffee, but every little bit counts, right? And when I get into the coffee part, again, I'll go ahead and do 2 strands. I'll start with 2 strands and finish that out, and if I have some left over, then I'll go up with the 2 strands. But I'm pretty sure the rest of it's just going to be pretty much 1 strand, going twice. Going once, going twice. This is on Vicky Clayton Hand Dyed Fabrics. the 36 count, and it's also Vicky Clayton Silks. I forget, it's one of the browns. And my bag for my friend Connie. Then there was Blue Flame. Blue Flame and Priestess. Both of them are in the same bag because I don't know if you remember, if you've watched it. I had to start Blue Flame over again. I pulled out Priestess. I found a piece of fabric for Blue Flame again, and I noticed a lot of the colors were similar. So I decided to put them both in the same bag, and if I needed an extra color, I would just pull it as I went along. So that's what I've been doing. Blue Flame is on, what is that on? I think this is 25 count. And I'm doing it 1/1 with Anchor Black. And I just filled in more black when I worked on it. No, I didn't. I lied. I actually filled in, you can't even tell, I filled in purple around the edges. And I didn't even do that much because I was tired, but I had to get some in. So I did like a length of thread, and it's just this really deep purple around the edges. Because I was thinking that I did all that black for the Magical Stitches group. And I figure I might as well put in some purple and start filling in those blocks there since all this was filled in. This is at the first page. No, I forget where the first page ends, to tell you the truth. But I think that's pretty good progress for starting over again. Plus getting it in for a couple of, I don't have the color picture, but this is her, and she's in a lot of blues and purples, and this is Kleinik up here. You can look it up, it's on the Heaven and Earth design. And then there's Priestess, she was next. This is her. Love this. It's got a lynx and a hawk and the lion in it. Just really cool. I'm looking, I don't know that. Surprised there isn't a snake. I think there should definitely be a snake in there too. So this one's on 28 count, and I'm doing 1/1 on the 28 count. And when I worked on this before this time, I had messed up. I did 2/1, and I was like, oh, that's bulky. And the reason why I did that was back in December when I found out my mom had cancer. The day that she told me she had cancer, I worked on this. And I ended up doing it 2/1, and that's probably why I made the mistake. So I picked this up for day 16 of Mania, and I ended up having to even frog some of it, some of the red, and you'll see there's a little bit of transfer, but it's not a big deal because it's all going to get covered up. But I did continue with the 1/1, and I filled in these colors. These 4 colors I filled in a little bit here and there, and that's what I'm going to continue to work on, is just filling in all these edges here and down here so I can get this filled in and move over and down as I go along. Doesn't look like anything. Doesn't look like anything. I mean, actually, that is, which doesn't look like it should be, but it's this bird in the corner. Is that Horace? Is Horace the bird, I think. That's what that is. And this needle minder's from my friend Crystal, Jeweled Antler. I don't know if she has that one, but she has other needle minders up on her Etsy. She's JustKeepStitchin. I can put that in the description. JustKeepStitchin. Excuse me. Allergies haven't totally gone away, but have gotten a lot better, by the way. So, that's that one. Sort of putting these where they go, so it's not so blah here. Okay, so then Vader. Vader, oh my god. I got bit by a mosquito when I was outside. Yeah, it's mosquito season. Like, 9 months out of the year in Florida. Vader. Vader, where'd you go? Vader is in my ever so fabulous bag from Christine, Stitch All the Things. She's got Stitch All the Things D-Stash, and you just got to keep an eye out for it on Instagram for when she puts stuff up, because they're really cool. Love this bag. It is holding Sir Vader. Vader looks like Darth Vader. You know, in case you had any doubts. I know, I kept on seeing this on Instagram. I thought it was really cool. I think who I saw stitching, I know there was a couple of them. I don't even know, these colors aren't good either. I think it sort of looks washed out compared to what it really looks like. And it's from Stitch Line on Etsy. So I'm working in this area over here. And I think I saw Minty Stitcher was doing it. I think that's who I kept on seeing it from on the Instagram, and she finished hers. And I went and bought it and started it for, I know I started it for something, and then did very little. And then I picked it back up because it's getting used for a couple of things. It's getting used for magical stitches. And I'm doing it 1/1 on 36 count. This is a piece that I cut from the Edgar Allan Poe piece. This is another piece that I left over, so I thought it looked really cool on this. And I don't know if you could see it. But I filled in a lot of this gray over here and some of the parts in here. Not a lot done. Maybe not enough. Okay. Got all those parts in there? Yep. So Vader will be worked on some more too, because that's part of homework. Apparently I worked on Elegant Squid. Oh, I did. Not only was it part of... Where'd you go? I couldn't remember if I did, but I did. It was part of my Mania, which was day 18, and they did a pop-up, which I happened to be sitting around being lazy in Hilton Head, and I brought my 3 projects that I knew I was going to have to stitch for Mania, and they had a pop-up to do 50 stitches, mode transportation to the Goblet of Fire challenge, and I totally non-Harry Potter-ish that. What are you gonna do? When all the other schools come in, how'd they get there? They came in by horse and boat and carriage, horse, flying horses and carriages and boats and dragons, I think. Anyway, so you had to choose which way you got there. Well, what I had on me was water, because what I consider water is the green, and I had to stitch on this Saturday anyway, so I just filled in the green over here, and I got like not much, it was only like 65 stitches or something like that, and I stitched over and did that part, and then I was done stitching. But it was relaxing. If you saw my Instagram, I posted a picture. I was sitting on the back patio and stitching, and it was nice. It was gorgeous in the shade, especially. The sun is hot, but sitting in the shade was very pleasant. So that got some work, got some love. Alright, and then there was the last thing, which I'm trying to work it in for homework too, but it's kind of hard because I just realized I've had this. I was telling them, I have the pattern over here. I'll just peek over real quick. It's a rooster, and I've showed the picture before. It came out of a magazine. July of 2006 is when I started it. So I've had it kitted up since then, and then when I'm starting to look to see what colors I could fit in for this thing, I realized, I'm like, okay, what color's next? There's cryonics in it. Do I have any of those cryonics? I must have at least 25 different cryonics. Not those ones. Not even one of the 4. So I sent a message to my friend Jen over at the Whole Stitching Caboodle, and I was like, hey, do you have any of these in stock? So she's checking for me. And I'm thinking that I may not be able to use this then for that. I don't know. I might be able to eke it out. This is another thing, the way it is, because it's so, I don't want to say confetti heavy, because it's not really confetti, but it's like, it's not 1 or 2 stitches here. It's more like 5 or 6 or 7 stitches here, and then you move over, and so it's sort of blended, fanned through, combed through. I don't know what you want to call it. Anyway, so that's as far as I got, and yes, it's a rooster butt. This is coming down his rear end. This is going to be the tail feathers. Yeah. Wait, no. Yeah. Yeah, it is. This is the start of the tail feathers here. This comes down. This is going up his back. Up there. Yeah. I don't know why it looks different. Mirror image. And there is a mark on my fabric there. Hopefully he covers that. I don't know. I don't know where it came from. This pattern's been moved from Philly to Harrisburg to Florida, so who knows. I did not put it away because I wasn't sure if I was done working on it. Although I think I'm probably going to be done working on it for now, so it probably needs to go. Another thing that I've worked on that this is going to be, I have to do one of the challenges for the ultimate year-long challenge thing is do 1,000 stitches on it. Like there's Harry Potter had a lot of 7s, things to do with 7. One of the things that had 7 snakes on the door of the Chamber of Secrets. So what I came up with was I could do 1,000 stitches on Scary One because hashtag Audrey is a scary one. And of course I need to stitch on it. Well, so I'm going to stitch on this and count all those stitches. So far I got 111, and then I had to take some out because I missed a section of boughs here. So I have to take out to like up to here, and I started taking them out, but I was so tired. But the tree is starting to show up now that just the tip isn't in the dark spot, and I'm still happy with it. So I need to pick those few more stitches out, a couple rows, and I am not using any of the called fors. I'm not going to share my conversion because it's literally like the trees are this color, the stems are this color, the dress is this. It's not whatever symbol, it's the actual item. It's a big pain in the butt to figure out my notes, let alone share them. But not that I've gotten any requests, but I'm using Victoria Mottos, and what else? I'm using a little bit of everything, I think. Whatever I found fit the color scheme of things. There's some DMC, like some one skein, Victoria Motto, some Gast, House of Embroidery, whatever sort of fit. There's 3 DMC, yeah. And I know I told you guys, I kitted this twice, 2 different fabrics, 2 different color schemes with the threads, so 2 different frames of mine, I guess. Yeah, and that's in my other Garon tote bag. Okay, so this stays out. that is what I worked on. That was a lot. I usually don't have that many projects to work on in a 2-week span, so I hope you liked them. And when you pull out all your whips and share them, it does make you feel real. It makes me realize how eclectic my tastes are, because I'm going from prim to not prim to kitschy to pretty to, you know, well, Halloween always, so, but it definitely, and then I thought I only had 18 whips, but, and then 19 with Scary One, but I realized there's 2 others that I didn't count in there that I forgot about. One was a little coffee from Lizzie Kate that I had started. Totally forgot about that, but that won't even take too long. And then a gift that I started for a friend of mine. But that wasn't on my project list either, because I just started it and I never updated the list. I don't know how I missed a little coffee. It's on the list. Who knows? Who knows? But that's okay, because 1919, right? So I'm going to have to keep this so I can judge to next year. And I'm going to do, I did the Whip Mania. And then what I'll do is, for everything I finish, I'll replace it with either another whip I may have started. And if I don't have another whip that I've started, then I'll put a new one in. But I don't think I want to go, I might do it to 20 next year instead of just 19. That wouldn't be a bad number. I don't know if I want to do 31. It took me a long time to get down from like the 35 to 37 that I had, just to get down to the 1920 that I do have now. So I need to finish stuff. So there we go. All right. So there were a couple more things. One, I went to Michael's. Oh. I will show you what I bought, and then I'll explain. Purchases. So I had gone to Michael's, and they had some of the new colors, so I bought some new colors. And it was actually cheaper, believe it or not, to buy the new colors individually than it was to buy the $35 tin or whatever. It wasn't even $35, it was like $30 for the tin or something. And so I guess they're putting in the extra for the tin. And I bought this color because I told you I'm still trying, this is the metallic. I'm still trying to kit up Dorothy's Discovery, which is right here. I think I have that color. Yeah, I do. It's okay. Now I have 2. But I found these when I was going through some of my, these are metallics in the DMC. So I still haven't decided on what threads. I haven't even tried to pull them out. I have so many threads to put away right now. It's crazy. And I just added more. Look. I just added more. So these are the colors I got. I think I picked the first 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Barely, I just picked the first 9. No. I did pick the first 10. So these are kind of cool. They're more of a muted color. They sort of, it looks like they sort of went prim. They started making some more prim colors. Anyway, I figured I'd get in on that. And then also, and I'm gonna put this other stuff aside until I get to all of the Michaels items. I found these trays. How cute are these trays? I want to say they're 4x4. The bottoms are about 4.5 wide by 4.5 wide. The top is obviously wider. But I thought these would be great to mount stitching onto some mat board with a little bit of cushion, like fleece underneath, and then mount it into this. These can be painted. I think that's a great idea. It could be a scissor tray, it could be a pin cushion, or just an ornamental doodad on your shelf. And if you really wanted to, you can put a hanger on the back of it and hang it up on your wall. If you have a big tree and like that size, you can do that too. you could doodad it up. Doodad it up. So I bought 4 of those. They were only $1 a piece, and then I ended up getting 20% off. 20. Yeah, I got 20% off. And then they had these chalkboard signs. I don't know what I'm going to use them for specifically, but I don't know. Maybe a scary one is this large, or this small, I should say. Maybe it'll fit on there. Pretty cool. What do you think? I bought 2 of the regular rectangular ones, and then I bought one. I had the sticker on this side, but no, I bought one that's an arrow. And I think those were $1.25 a piece, and then I got 20% off. Then I also bought, these frames were on clearance for $4.97 a piece. And what makes them a little different and caught my eye was, here's the front of the frame. It's flat. It's got plexiglass, right? And it looks like there's screws there or nails, but they don't go through. And it's deep inside, so you're like pushing it up against the glass. And I thought that would be pretty cool for stitching if you didn't push it all the way up against the glass. You could maybe even put some spacers down the bottom so you don't push it too far in. If you have something with, you say that. If you have something with charms or beads or bubbles or whatever. So I thought that would be pretty cool. And there's 2 different colors, just like a brown and a, and I only bought 2 of them. I didn't get crazy. I just got the 2 colors. So when I went up to, I'm pretty sure that's all I bought from Michael's. I didn't get too much. When I went up to the register, I remembered my friend Gina had said something about, I couldn't remember which store it was, so I just asked them. I was like, hey, do you guys take other stores' coupons? And they do. So I was able to pull up my Joann's app because I just so happened to be in Michael's when Joann's had a doorbuster sale for 20% off even sale items. And they honored it. So I got 20% off everything, because everything I bought was on sale except for the DMC, which I ended up getting 20% off on that. I think I saved like $12 on the few things that I bought. Not bad. While I'm missing something. Where'd it go? Oh, no, I'm not. Ha, ha, ha. Okay. So, let me I have a little bin to put all this stuff in that needs to go away. Because I have to move stuff to get into the one cabinet. So let's put this here. Okay. So, Gina and I went to Needle Point Junction. While we were there, I ended up buying, I only had 3 petite needles left, so I bought a package on James. And then, that's going to go over here. I have 6-inch stretcher bars for my, and they're thicker too. These are like, they're minis. My Mill Hill. Winter Wonderland. They're on 6-inch, and I think if you watched my last one, I said that I wasn't able to get to the edges. So while I was there, I saw these, and I bought 7-inch ones. And I hope it works out. I think I should be able to get at least to the edge, so I can put it on a stretcher bar. But they were $3.50 a set, for 2 sides. So I bought 2 sets. Then I told you they had the sale. I didn't buy a lot there because their cross stitch patterns and stuff were really expensive. Although I did look for out of print ones because they had older ones, so I took a chance by looking through. I went through, and what they're saying is discontinued isn't discontinued by General Arts. It's discontinued by that particular shop. Maybe because they don't sell so well there, or they had overstock or whatever. So I ended up buying these, and theirs are all 10-yard skeins, and they were for $4.50 a piece, which I didn't think was too bad. Plus, it was 30% off of them. So I bought these, And Amy, one of them's called, I had to get this one because it's called Crystal Lake. I thought of you. Tin Bucket, Moonlit Path. This one has like a lavender type hint in it. Weathered Barn, can always use that for something, I'm sure, with the Plum Streets and stuff that I own. Blackboard, could always use that. Berry Cobbler, and Old Purple Paint, which I really don't think I've seen this one before. Where have I been? So I bought that, and then this one's a 5-yard skein, and it's Raspberry Frost, and she gave the 5-yard skein to us for free, because it was only 5 yards. I was like, okay, because that's what we usually buy it in. And then I bought some cashmere. I thought this would be pretty cool, and maybe an animal, like a bunny, or dog, or cat, or something like that. It's in a, does it say what color? It just has H05, but it's really soft because it's cashmere, and it's a brown color. So all that was 30% off, and I'm happy with that. Gina and I also went to Hobby Lobby, and they had some, this Hobby Lobby still had some clearance kits. I opened mine. I wanted to see it, and I'm sort of glad I did. I bought this one. It was only $8.74, and it's now in the package upside down because it was easier to get it in that way. But if you look, it's 2 L's. One's in the background, gray, and one's brown in the forefront. I thought, how cool is that? And it's only $9. Well, there's a reason. It is the stranded cotton. It's not, oh, it's kind of loud, isn't it? I'll open it up. It's stuck again because it had that sticky stuff to open and close it. Yeah, well, it's on 14 count, which I would have changed out the linen, to linen, but the problem is it's printed canvas. So my owl will go here. And I even mark it off to show you where to begin and stuff. So it's not my ideal thing, but I still think it's really cool. And even from back here, you can't really see the holes from the fabric and stuff. So it's not bad. But I thought that was really cool, and I'll stitch it one day. I'm not going to start it now, but I thought it was cool. And for $9, how could you not, right? Then I had bought a couple of ribbons for finishing. This is like a silver twill, and this is a green and a brown flower. Focus. And they were only 49 cents a piece. And I used my coupon on these. I know I saw a couple places, a couple of people using these for needle minders, and Gina had mentioned that. So I looked, and it was $4 for the pack of 8. I thought that'd be cute. Gina and I were talking about maybe doing a little stitch thing for friends and making them into needle minders. And that's cute. And that was my Hobby Lobby purchase. I saved $10. $10.58 on that stuff at Needle Point at Junction, which is pretty cool. Okay, and then I made a couple other purchases. Two of them are monthly things that come. One of them, Gina and I had gone halves on before, and she just gave it to me because it came after I left. So she gave it to me after when I went up to Hilton Head. And they are the Hanks of Silks for You. Pretty much, she ordered green because green's her favorite color. I ordered blue, and it's actually a bluish purple. It's not really coming up real great. Oh my god, it's so soft. Everybody else smells their stuff. That's it. This just smells like thread. It really does. Anyway. Very soft. Hers is green. Mine's the blue, so we shared it half. We think that you can do a full ink circles with this, and or I shouldn't say and. You could also do probably a long dog with a half a hank. That's a lot of thread, and I think I wouldn't say a big giant long dog, but I think that's pretty hefty. And that's my first silks for you, so that's pretty cool. It looks like the purpley blue was only $24 at the time. And the green was $30. And we saved on shipping. So that's why we ordered it together like that. Let me put this in the baggie. Put it back in the bag. Then I made 2 purchases online. And I did put it all together. 2 of the items that I bought are for a gift. The Stitchy friends that watch my channel, and they're not going to get it right away, either one of them, so that'll wait. I'm not showing it. Suspense. So I did a search for Prairie Moon, and I found I saved this on purpose. This Stitcher's Garden actually had Get Up and Run, and if you guys watch Pam and Steph, you know Pam did this one. I don't know if she finished it or not. I can't remember if she finished it or not. But I love this one, so I found it, and I was able to purchase it at regular price. I think it was $16, which I don't know if that's a regular price or if it's a little slightly inflated. But that's what it is, and I bought it. And I'm slightly disappointed in the fact that the other items that I bought that were put in here bent my chart to hell because they didn't secure it, so it sort of wrapped around the 2 other items that had a little bit more bulk, and it's sort of beat up, and it's kind of discerning. But I did buy it to stitch it, not to sell it for $75, so there you go. And then because I bought that, and you should always buy some threads that you can't normally get, and I've been looking for different classic colorworks, and I know that one of my charts calls for these colors. So I bought Fresh Brew, Glazed Carrots, Yield Gold, and Straw Hat. And now I gotta figure out which ones it was for because I didn't write it down. But that's okay. I know it's for something that's in this area right here. And I'll stick it in the chart. Some of it might actually be for, I'm saying tonight again. For Dorothy's Discovery. I might have gotten a couple of the colors for that. Then, since I had good luck with that, I decided to go look for another one that I had liked, that I saw Steph talk about. Go figure, I did a Pam and a Steph shopping spree. I was looking for a Prairie Moon, a specific Prairie Moon. I didn't find the one I wanted, but I found the Get Up and Run. And then I looked again, and I found another, and I found Surrender Peter. This one was only, I think she only charged me 12, no, 14 it says on here. But I found Surrender Peter, so I bought it. And doing that, you know, you still gotta shop, so I picked up a couple of more classic colorworks because, again, like I said, I don't have a lot of them, and I don't think these 2 go with anything specific, but I just thought I'd pick them up because I don't have them. And it is Magnolia Blossoms and Candied Yams. Okay, they also had a clearance section, and for $1 each, I don't know, I haven't opened it up. Yeah, some of it's cross stitch. This outside part is cross stitch, and this is this patch that actually came with it that you whip stitch on. I don't know if I'll put it on a gingham, but I just thought it was kind of cute, and it was $1. So why not? Maybe I'll do it as a giveaway. Maybe somebody, I might even give it, but for $1, I thought it was cute, and it is a rosewood manner. I'll hold it for a while and see if I want to keep it or not. Or maybe make it for a gift. And then there was, this one's by One More Stitch. Cutie, haha, cutie. Sizzlin' Susie, and it says, some like it hot. And it's a snow woman. And she's adorable. And it was $1. How could you not? That's too cute. Then I also shot for the moon and said, let's see what other out-of-print ones that I may want, because that's a great time to find them, is when you're just not really looking for them. And RETM has some stuff I'd like. I know I'd like the Wizard of Oz Quaker series. I didn't even know she did it until after she decided to not design anymore. And then, of course, I can't find it. So I looked for RETM to see what they had, and they had these cute ones. It's called Polar Animals, Quaker style. And there are 4 designs. It's the 2 seals facing different ways. And I know there's a glare. Shut up, Gary, nobody asked you. But there's a polar bear, and then there's a dolphin, a Quaker dolphin in the corner here. And it was just regular chart. And then they sent me all these free patterns to go with it. This is from Ye Old Cross Stitch, which is right up in Bristol, PA. Not too far from where my grandmother used to live. And I tried to find this shop once, could not find it. It was before GPS. And I'd printed out the instructions off of Google Maps and could not find it. Oh well. I probably took a wrong turn somewhere. I had to have. But yeah, there's a la-di-da, a hand blessings, a June ballerina, a drawn thread, 4 fat friends, and then a glory bee. Does it say a name? It says America 1776 on the chart itself. It's a picture of a flag, some stars. And then the last couple of things that I bought. Oh my god, we're up to an hour. This is taking forever. Sorry. Not sorry. This is my update. I was very happy with this month's selection. Again, I went to the bright colors, the regular limited edition, because I had a whole bunch of prims, and I think these are cool. This red. This lemon and limes. This is new marmalade, green chili peppers, Glory Rose, which I don't know if I have that already or not, because I did get the patriotic set before, and that sounds familiar. Aqua lace trim. That's cool. Perky pink petal, and then some So Lovely purple. So lovely. I have to poke holes in that. And then, last but not least, actually, this is least, because I'm a little disappointed, and I don't know if anybody else is, with the Crazy Annie Stitchin Country Ornament Club, Country Christmas Ornament Club. I had to pay like $5 extra this month for the buttons. They said there was a 13th pattern which was free. They never mentioned that you'd have to actually pay for the buttons and pay that much for the buttons. So basically, what I bought was this pattern, which I'm not crazy about, by the way. Meh. And it came with the buttons. And then there's another pattern on here. And it says, I can't show it to you because it doesn't have a picture, of course. So you don't even get a picture of the pattern. And it's an ornament in the same fashion with the checkers. And it's an ornament in the center, and it says Jolly. And I had to pay for the 4 holly buttons. So this month cost a lot more than I thought it would. I was a little surprised, but I was sort of looking forward to finding out what the free chart was. And I was happier with the free chart than I was with the monthly chart, and I hope the rest of the charts aren't downhill like that. I'm not crazy about having a number 25 in the middle of a square. Maybe I'm at a line. No, I'm not out of line. It's my opinion. I just feel like I was cheated. I mean, I don't think this design, even without the extra charge, is worth $12.75. I'm just not. And I make clay buttons. Those stars aren't hard to make. So this is not $12.75 worthy, let alone almost $19 worthy once I had to pay for the extra buttons. Not happy with this month at all. I like the ornament better. I don't even know what colors it is. I may have to change the colors. Who knows? Maybe they're ugly. But I'm not happy. Not happy at all. Pay extra, get worse. That doesn't make sense. At least the other ones were cute. And it just reinforces my thoughts on not signing up for monthly stuff that I don't know what I'm getting. This is the reason why I don't sign up for a lot of exchanges. This is the reason why I don't sign up for round robins. This is the reason why I don't sign up for a lot of those stitch-alongs, those mystery stitch-alongs, because 99% of the time, okay, not, maybe 80% of the time, I don't like it. I won't stitch it, and I don't like it, and I don't want to be that disappointed and put out that much money. Because right now, you figure if I'm spending $12.75 a month for 12 months, that's a big chunk of change. And if I'm not happy with them, I can't return them. Right? I mean, I could sell them on Stash Unloading, but anyway, it's my rant for the day. One last piece of news I will be getting, which I mentioned before, I will be getting some bags done, so look out for that if you're interested. That's going to be on Stitch and Button Crafts, Stitch and Button Crafts, the links below, for Instagram, and I usually put them on my Facebook, plus my Facebook group, my Facebook page, Stitch and Button, that all usually gets put up there. Last resort stuff, the bags will go up on Etsy, which I have a few up there now. And my Etsy is also Stitch and Button. The link is also below. I do have a whole bunch of needle minders. If you're looking for needle minders, I have a ton of them. And I have them on my Etsy. I have them on my Instagram. The newest one I posted right after I got back from Hilton Head because it was in the mail when I came home, is Tink. Got a lot of her. I made sure to get a bunch of her. So those are available on Instagram and my Etsy, whatever you prefer. Doesn't matter. I can do either way. And that is... Oh! One more thing. Well, two more things. Because I actually got to watch some more Flosstube over the past couple weeks. So you got to. I made it a point to watch more Flosstube because I was really getting behind on some of my regulars, and as I'm watching some of my regulars, I saw some new ones, and one of them I saw through Magical Stitches, and that's LuMaye. I can't read my own handwriting. LuMaye. It's A-N-N-I-E space L-U-M-A-Y-E, I think. And I'll link her below. I was just watching her, and I only, because she's been doing them for a little while and she's new to me, I don't have time to go binge watch that many, so I was watching her Mania plans, and I like her. So I'll link that below. And another one that I really liked, and I actually did binge watch her because she had all of like 3 videos, and they were not that long. Her name is Dani, space D-A-N-I space S.G. And she's in Guatemala, and I really enjoyed her videos. I like how she shows her parts of the culture and what's more popular in her country, and how they, you know, some of the stuff that she does. She does a lot of embroidery on shirts and stuff, and I think it's absolutely gorgeous and absolutely different, and it's always good to see something fresh and new for me, and I can't wait until she makes another video. So she showed a shirt that she bought that was all hand stitched. She even showed the inside where you could see all the strings going every which way, and it's more of a special shirt that's totally embroidered flowers and colorful, and it's really cool. So you should definitely go check that out. You know, go give yourself some culture and go check out someone else. Her English is great, and she feels like she doesn't use it enough. That she's not good enough at English. Are you real? She keeps on apologizing, makes me sick. You kidding? It's fine. Her English is absolutely fine. Anyway, I am done. If I forgot something, then oh well, the world will not end because I forgot to say something on Flosstube. Check me out on Instagram at QNVIKKI. That's where I put most of my stitchy stuff. Anything that I'm selling or have available is going to be either on Stitch and Button Crafts on Instagram or Stitch and Button on Etsy. And check it out. I will link everything below that I can think of that I talked about. If you have any other questions, don't be afraid to ask. And you can hit me up here. You can email the Stitch and Button at gmail.com. You can message me on Instagram, or you can make a comment, and I usually pay attention to them. So, a matter of fact, I had a question in my last video, and I answered it in my head, and I think I failed to answer it. So I will go back while this is uploading and go see if I didn't answer that. I will get that answered. Sorry for the delay. I've been crazy busy with the whole vacation thing and stuff and things. I'm done. Don't forget, don't let anybody steal your sunshine. Have a great week. 2 weeks. I'll see ya. Bye.